When did you start smoking dope? When did you start smoking marijuana?
When?
Yeah. Dude, get your hair out of your face. Yeah. I'm better. I can see you now. I can pretty much paint the picture of your life for the next 5 years. Okay? You are like the poster child for Mr. Laid Back. Wow, you got me with your logic on that one.
All right, everyone, today we are looking at a tense courtroom moment where Judge Oakley faces off with a young defendant who walks in with far more attitude than awareness. From the second the hearing begins, you can tell this is someone who treats the courtroom like a stage instead of a place where real consequences are decided. He carries himself like the rules are optional and like this is just another scene in a show where he expects to come out untouched. But Judge Oakley is not the type to entertain that mindset. He keeps things direct, calm, and focused on the facts. There's no dramatic shout.
Come on up, Mr. Vick. Mr. Vick, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney?
No.
Where's your attorney then? Who's your attorney?
I don't have one.
Then you're doing it without one, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it without one, or you want to talk to one of ours?
I'll do it without one.
Okay. Dude, get your hair out of your face. Yeah. I'm better. I can see you now. All right. All right, I've got a ticket here, and the prosecutor says you're going to plead responsible to double parking, and we're going to dismiss a misdemeanor charge of reckless. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's the way you want to resolve this today?
Yeah, miss.
Okay. How old are you?
Let me see.
All right, I understand you're almost done with school?
Yes, sir.
Then what's your plan?
I've been trying to get a job ever since I was 7. And then
Stop right there. Stop right there. Where have you been trying to get a job?
I'm trying to get a job at the service yard at Holiday Inn at the apartments.
Okay. Why do I have a ROA for a double parking? We've already got a ROA for it? Oh,
So everything.
it's confusing. No, it's not the way I'm used to saying it. I thought we had 2 tickets going. Okay, all right. Where else have you looked?
I looked at the baby shop in Logo,
Okay.
and I also looked at Walmart and Buffalo Wild Wings.
And nobody's hiring you?
Well, Walmart, I don't know, but I can't get a response from Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm trying to go to the holidays.
Okay. Okay. All right. You got a driver's license?
No, sir.
Yeah, transportation's going to be an issue then. All right. So what's your long-term plan? Done with high school, then what?
I'm trying to be an engineer.
So you're going to school somewhere.
Hopefully that's.
Where and when?
Well, I graduate this year, and maybe I hope to go to college. Maybe by the time I'm 19.
Okay. What are you waiting for?
Nothing really.
Then why aren't you going to college now? As soon as you graduate.
I'm trying to finish school right now.
No, as soon as you graduate.
As soon as I graduate.
Yeah. Why aren't you planning on being in school somewhere in the fall?
I mean, I really didn't think about that, but
When did you start smoking dope?
About his body language and the way he's carrying himself, but it's always tricky to jump straight to conclusions about whether someone is high just based on how they look on camera. Slow movements, low energy, or half-closed eyes can mean a lot of different things. Nerves, lack of sleep, anxiety, or just not taking the situation seriously can all come across the same way. That said, showing up to court looking disengaged or out of it is never a good move. Whether he is under the influence or just acting careless, the courtroom is not the place to look detached from reality. Judges pay attention to demeanor. If you appear unfocused or disrespectful, it can absolutely affect how you're perceived. There's also a difference between being laid back in everyday life and being prepared when your freedom or record is on the line. Court requires attention.
When did you start smoking marijuana?
when?
Yeah.
2 years ago,
Okay. How often you hit it?
that often,
What's that mean?
like barely.
What's that mean? Give me a frequency, brother. Once a month, once a week.
Speak.
Okay. All right. So on this file, you're not working now, so I'm not going to give you money. I'm not going to charge you fines and costs. I'm going to charge you community service hours. But I also have to give you a little lecture. Dude, I've been doing this a long time. All right? I can pretty much paint the picture of your life for the next 5 years. if you don't do something drastic. Okay, you are like the poster child for Mr. Laid Back. All right. If you're talking about going to school when you're 19, I can guarantee when you're 21, you'll still be talking about going back to school. Guaranteed. I mean, I would bet $100 of mine against one of yours that by then you could come back and we'd still have this conversation about your planning on it. Okay. If you were my nephew, I would put you in a car. I would drive you over to Canton on Ford Road. I would walk you into the recruiting office where you can talk to the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, Air Force. They're all in one building. And I would have you go door to door to door and find out what they could offer you if you sign up. Because that's what you need to do. You need to completely shake up your life to make something happen. Have you ever considered it? And I know you don't want to cut your hair, but it'll grow back. Have you ever considered it? Why not? Why? Because that's a valid reason. Wow, you got me with your logic on that one. Listen to me. How are you going to pay for engineering school?
Okay, well, if I get a job, I can pay for it.
No, you can't. You can't pay for an engineering degree working at Walmart. You can't. If you join the military, they'll send you to college. You know, every one of the branches of our armed forces have engineers. There are Army engineers, there are Navy engineers. That's a plan, dude. You don't have a plan.
Okay, well, the officer that got fired, well, I did have a plan. The officer that got fired, he should be able to get something.
Officer got you fired.
Yeah.
Okay, where were you working?
The USC fellow.
Okay, and how did you mean a cop?
Yeah.
How did the cop get you fired?
He was a member at the USC, and when I've been, I guess he thought he had
You mean when this happened? Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll give you that. Okay. How's that change what we're talking? We're not talking about this case now. We're talking about your life. How's the cop getting you fired determine whether or not you can afford to go to engineering school?
Because I would have had a job to pay for.
The BYC isn't going to pay for 4 years of college, dude. What were you making? $15 an hour?
I mean, I was making about $14,000 a year. So I mean,
that ain't even going to cover tuition.
I get why that story sounds unrealistic to you. When someone says they were on track for college but losing a low-paying job changed everything, it can feel like an excuse instead of a plan. $14,000 a year is not exactly a launchpad for big academic goals. It makes people question how serious the plan really was. At the same time, a lot of young people do tie their identity to whatever job they have in the moment. Getting fired can hit harder than it looks from the outside. For some it becomes a wake-up call. For others it turns into a spiral. It really depends on the support system around them and how they respond to pressure. You mentioned role models, and that is a big factor. Structure, guidance, and accountability matter, especially at that age. Courtrooms are often the first place some young adults hear blunt honesty from someone in authority who is not family. When a judge takes the time to speak directly instead of just handing down punishment that can leave a mark, you might be right that he seems set in his ways right now.
Okay, well, I'm also adopted, so, you know, the state would pay for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you again. 30 hours community service. Have it done by February 1st. Goodbye.
It definitely feels frustrating to watch someone stand in front of a judge and act like none of it matters. From the outside, it can look like the lesson just bounced right off him and that he will go back to the same habits the second he walks out the door. That is the part that gets people shaking their heads. At the same time, it is worth remembering that court is sometimes the first real consequence a young person faces. Some ignore it. Some double down. But others quietly take it in and change later, even if they do not show it in the moment. Growth does not always happen on camera. You are right about direction and discipline being important. Mentorship, strong family support, and positive influences can make a huge difference. But personal responsibility still matters too. At some point every adult has to decide whether they are going to keep drifting or start building something better. As for whether to feel bad for him, that is a fair debate. You can recognize that someone may not have had the best guidance while also holding them accountable for their choices. Consequences are not cruelty. Sometimes they are the only thing that forces reflection. It will really come down to what he does next. Court can be a turning point or just another entry on a record. The choice after that is always on the person walking out the door.